Good afternoon. My name is Austin. I'm a salesman here at Mercedes-Benz of Manchester, and today I'm going to be comparing a few of the differences between the all-new CLA250 and the A220. Now, looking at these two vehicles, you can see they're a very similar size. Both vehicles are almost identically equipped, and even looking at them, you can see they're very similar looking. However, there are a few key differences in the styling, performance, and features of these two vehicles. Now, first starting with the power output, both vehicles have a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. The A220's engine making 188 horsepower and 221 pound-feet of torque. The CLA250's engine making 221 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. That propels the CLA from 0 to 60 in 6.3 seconds compared to the A220's 7.1 second 0 to 60 time. Now, first taking a look at the color. Both colors are the Jupiter Red. Both of these vehicles have the AMG package, which includes the aggressive front grille, as well as the AMG rims and a few accents on the rear end. Both vehicles also have the Night package, which includes the black accents on the front grille, the black painted side view mirrors, black accents on the rims, and black trim. Moving around to the side of the A-Class here, we'll take a look at the 18-inch AMG 5-spoked rims. Moving back to the side view mirror, you'll see that side view mirror is auto folding, auto dimming, and if you look in the bottom corner there, you'll see a little triangle. That's going to light up red when a vehicle's in your blind spot. The A220 has the keyless go package equipped, which allows you to lock and unlock the door by placing your hand on the outside and inside of the door handle. That's going to work for all 4 door handles on the A220 as well as the trunk. Moving around to the rear end, we'll take a look at the back of the A220. I'll open up the trunk here to show you the space that you have inside the trunk. You can fold down the rear seats by pulling this lever and this lever here. Those rear seats are 40-20-40 splitting too, so you can fold down just the center seat to give you a pass-through from the cargo area to the cabin. You do also have a little bit of extra storage room down below there when you pull up this door. And looking under this lip here, you actually have a rear view camera on this vehicle that folds down automatically when you put the vehicle in reverse and folds back in when you put the vehicle in drive or park, keeping that camera lens clean. You're going to have that on both the CLA and the A-Class. Now looking over at the CLA, you'll see compared to the A-Class, the roof in the back here is sloped a little bit more. This is going to give the rear seat passengers a little bit less headroom than the A-Class. You'll see this vehicle also has a very low profile spoiler on the back. You do have a more short and wide looking rear end to the CLA compared to that A-Class. To open up the trunk, you're going to flip up the Mercedes-Benz star here to uncover the cargo area. Now, this cargo area is a little bit smaller than the A-Class's cargo area. However, the rear seats, you still fold down using these 2 levers here, and you still have a little bit of extra cargo space down below there. Moving around to the passenger side of the CLA, first we'll take a look at the rims. These are the same 18-inch AMG 5-spoke rims that the A-Class has. The rim options for both vehicles are very similar. Now looking at the door handles, you'll see on the door handles you don't have that same sensor on the outside and inside to automatically lock and unlock the doors. That is because the CLA does not actually come with the option for the keyless go package. Now looking at the side view mirror is the same side view mirror for the A-Class. It will automatically fold and dim, and you do also have that blind spot detection with the triangle that glows red. Now moving in the rear seat of the A-Class, first we'll take a look at the awesome black MB-Tex with Dynamica interior. You'll see this comes with the red stitching that gives it a very aggressive look. Now, there aren't a whole lot of things to look at in the back of the A-Class. However, you do have for the rear seat passengers 2 USB-C ports as well as a small storage area in there. You have an armrest that folds down in the center, as well as 2 cup holders. And looking up, you can see this vehicle has the panoramic sunroof. This vehicle also has ambient lighting for the back seat. You have that in the footwells as well as in the door handles. Now moving into the rear seat of the CLA. Now, as you can see, this vehicle has the same interior and it looks almost identical to the A-Class. The only key differences are you do not have adjustable headrests. And like I said before, there just isn't as much headroom in the back, so if you're carrying around tall passengers, they aren't going to have as much headroom while sitting back here. Now moving inside the A-Class. Now this is where you're going to see a lot of the similarities between the A-Class and the CLA. The interior is almost exactly the same. You have the same features available to you in both vehicles. And I'm going to list a few of them now, and we'll show you what the CLA looks like in just a second. Now first, starting with the center console, I'll open up that to show you the space that you have inside. You also have 2 USB-C ports in there. Closing that, moving forward, we have a little palm rest here, and just in front of that we have our touchpad for the infotainment system in this vehicle. Now this touchpad works a lot like the touchpad on a laptop. It's going to be very reactive, allows you to move around the infotainment system seamlessly and very easily. On the right side of that touchpad you have a few quick menu buttons. Quickly press any of those buttons to go to those following menus. And on the left side we have a button for your vehicle settings and for your favorite settings. Just above that we have our dynamic select switch. Use this switch to change to any of the 4 drive modes that this vehicle has. In front of that switch you have your 2 cup holders in this vehicle. Just in front of the cup holders we have another USB-C port. That's going to give you access to Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in this vehicle, which is standard. On the right side here we have another little 12-volt outlet that you can use. In front of that you'll see we have another little compartment in there. That's actually a wireless charging pad that you can place your phone on. If your phone can wirelessly charge, you can place it right on there and it will charge it as you drive. You also have a small little arm that you can fold out to keep your phone from flying out of that little compartment if you're driving on a bumpy road. Moving up, we have our climate control settings here. There are 2 zones in this vehicle, one for the driver and one for the front passenger. Moving up, we have the infotainment screen itself, which is a touchscreen, brand new system for the MBUX infotainment system. Allows you to touch the screen. It works very well. It's very responsive, much like the touchscreen on your smartphone or tablet. You can even pinch to zoom for the navigation system. Moving over to the steering wheel, on the right side of the steering wheel you'll see you have a little black square here. That's actually a little touchpad that allows you to control the infotainment system without taking your hand off the steering wheel. So you have 3 different touch surfaces that you can use to control that infotainment screen. Just under that touchpad you have a few switches here, one to answer and hang up phone calls and one to manually activate the voice command system in this vehicle. Now with the brand new voice command system you can make very general instructions for the voice command system, and she will understand and change just about all the settings inside the vehicle for you. For example, hey Mercedes,
how may I help you?
I'm hot.
I'm setting the temperature on the driver's side to 81 degrees.
Now moving to the left side of the steering wheel. Now first you'll see that there is actually another little touchpad here on this side. What that allows you to do is change the information displayed inside the gauge cluster screen. As you can see, you can change a whole bunch of different information to be displayed inside of either gauge as well as in between the 2 gauges. You also have the option for a few different layouts for that screen so you can display information a little bit differently. Just below that we have our cruise control settings. You have a few switches here that you can use to change those settings. Now looking to my left on the door panel, first we'll take a look at the switches here. Those are for your seat position. You can change your seat position using those switches. You also have 3 memory modes for 3 different preset seat positions just behind those switches. You also have a button right here that turns on the heated seats. It has heated seats for the front passenger and driver seat. You also have 3 different settings of intensity for those heated seats. This vehicle has 64 color ambient lighting, which you'll see shows up around the creases in the trim on the dash. That's going to flow into the door panels. You have that in the footwells as well as inside the climate vents. Now moving inside the interior of the CLA. Now as you can see, the interior is very, very similar. Not a whole lot of differences. Everything is right in the same place as the A-Class, and everything works the same way as the A-Class. There are, however, a few differences in this vehicle, first starting with the seats themselves. Now, the seat in the CLA was built to be a little bit more sporty, and because of that, you don't have an adjustable headrest behind you. Now, as you can see, that headrest is stationary, so you can't move that around. You can, however, move these seats in the same way other than that, using these switches on the door panel. Another key difference in this vehicle to the A-Class is this vehicle does not have the wireless charging pad in front of the cup holders here. This is just a little storage area. You do have more storage in here than you do in the A-Class on that charging pad, just because that system was taken out. This vehicle also has stitching where the A-Class does not. You'll see the stitching runs along the door panel here and then flows right into the dashboard. And you'll see that runs right across the center of the dash and then back into the door panel. This vehicle has all the same systems and technologies as the A-Class. It has the MBUX system with the touchscreen and the digital gauge cluster screen. One of the last differences that I'll point out here is we have only one USB-C port inside the CLA. You have just about the same space in that compartment, however. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Austin. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to contact me directly at 603-669-6788. My extension is 220-211. You can also contact me via email at alunt@driveprime.com.